back to RevCheck, where today we dive into the skies and explore one of the most feared, advanced, and iconic attack helicopters of our time, the 2026 Ka-52 Alligator. This Russian twin-seat coaxial rotor assault chopper has always had a reputation for its brutal efficiency, aggressive design, and battlefield adaptability. The latest 2026 upgrade only reinforces that legend. From enhanced avionics and survivability systems to extended combat range and increased firepower, the new Ka-52 is redefining what a modern attack helicopter can be in a multipolar world where air superiority is critical. At first glance, the Alligator looks largely familiar, staying true to its signature shark-like fuselage, side-by-side cockpit, and counter-rotating coaxial rotors. But beneath that rugged skin, the 2026 model has undergone some serious evolutionary leaps. The airframe remains heavily armored, with composite materials covering much of the cockpit and critical systems. However, what's new is a reduction in weight through advanced alloys and carbon-reinforced polymers. These refinements improve both agility and fuel efficiency while maintaining the same robust protection pilots have come to rely on. The Ka-52's coaxial rotor system has always set it apart from its Western counterparts like the Apache or Tiger, and in 2026, this system has been further optimized. With zero-tail rotor, the Alligator not only avoids vulnerabilities during low-level maneuvers, but also benefits from unmatched yaw control and hover stability, especially in confined or urban spaces. The rotors are now built from a newer composite blend that reduces radar signature while maintaining incredible durability, even in extreme environmental conditions like Arctic cold or desert heat. One of the biggest changes comes in the cockpit, where a fully digital glass interface replaces the old hybrid analog digital panels. Both seats pilot and weapons officer are now equipped with a unified touchscreen layout, customizable HUDs, and voice control capabilities. Enhanced night vision and multispectral imaging allow for clearer threat identification during nighttime raids or operations in degraded visual environments. The AI-assisted navigation and threat detection system, powered by a new onboard processor, can now process target data from satellites, drones, and ground units in real time, offering pilots a 360-degree battle space awareness that's almost futuristic. In terms of firepower, the 2026 Ka-52 does not disappoint. It retains the 30mm Shapunov 204-2 autocannon. But this gun now benefits from a new recoil dampening mount and upgraded targeting optics, improving accuracy in both air and air-to-air engagements. On its stubby wing pylons, the Alligator can carry a wide array of munitions, including Vikram and Vikram anti-tank guided missiles, unguided rockets, and air-to-air R-73 missiles. But what's new for 2026 is the integration of the LMUR, a long-range multi-purpose missile with a range exceeding 15 kilometers. This gives the Ka-52 a standoff capability it never had before, allowing it to engage heavily fortified targets or enemy armor columns from a safer distance. The Ka-52's electronic warfare suite has also received a major boost. Dubbed V, this new defensive system includes laser warning receivers, radar jammers, and IR countermeasures with automated decoy flare deployment. In recent field exercises, the Alligator was shown to survive multiple simulated manpads engagements, which speaks volumes about its survivability in high-threat zones. There's also a new radar-absorbent coating across certain panels and redesigned exhaust nozzles to further suppress its infrared signature, a crucial step in avoiding heat-seeking missiles on the modern battlefield. One thing Russian designers, who have emphasized is modularity and mission versatility. The 2026 Ka-52 can be rapidly reconfigured for reconnaissance, close air support, or anti-armor missions depending on the payload and software adjustments. In fact, the helicopter's new AI-enabled onboard system can automatically suggest optimal weapon configurations based on mission parameters uploaded prior to takeoff. For operators in high-tempo conflicts, this means less time prepping on the tarmac and more time delivering firepower where it's needed. Flight performance has also seen improvements. The twin Klimov VK250OP engines have been upgraded for higher thrust output and better high-altitude performance. The result, a top speed of around 315 km per hour and a climb rate that allows it to hit combat altitudes faster than previous models. Operational range has been extended to approximately 540 km thanks to an internal fuel redesign and optional external tanks. This makes the Ka-52 an even more capable deep strike platform, especially when operating from forward deployed bases or amphibious ships. Speaking of naval use, the 2026 model is fully compatible with carrier operations and includes the folding rotor, blade system, and corrosion-resistant features from the Ka-52K variant, originally designed for Russia's Mistral-class carriers. This makes the new Alligator one of the few heavy attack helicopters in the world with true blue water deployment capabilities. For coastal or island nations, that's a major strategic asset. Of course, no modern helicopter is complete without integration into a broader combat network. The 2026 Ka-52 includes full data link support to Russia's Strelets tactical command system and real-time comes with UAVs like the Orion and four-post Star. This lets the Alligator act as both a hunter and a battlefield node spotting targets for others while engaging key threats itself. It's a doctrine of decentralized lethality, and the Ka-52 is very much at the center of it. Asterisk. The pilot community has praised the 2026 upgrades for improving handling, situational awareness, and overall mission confidence. In particular, the revised flight stabilization software and AI-assisted target tracking significantly reduce pilot workload during high-stress missions. In combat simulations conducted earlier this year, a pair of Ka-52s successfully coordinated a mock assault on fortified armor columns while managing multiple drone threats, without support from fast jets or ground-based radar. Asterisk critics, of course, point out that the Ka-52 still faces limitations in terms of operational cost and logistical complexity, especially compared to cheaper drone platforms or multi-role fighters, and with the evolving nature of warfare increasingly tilting toward unmanned systems. Some question whether heavy attack helicopters like the Alligator still have a place in near-peer conflicts, but the Russian military seems committed to manned rotary aviation, and the 2026 Ka-52 proves there's still a role for highly survivable, heavily armed helicopters that can think, adapt, and strike in dynamic theaters. Asterisk from a maintenance perspective, the new model is reportedly more modular, with easier access to critical components and a better onboard diagnostics system. However, real-world combat environments will ultimately determine whether these improvements translate into reduced downtime and better sortie rates. Logistics and spare part availability have historically been a weak spot for Russian hardware in prolonged deployments. Asterisk, looking at the broader picture, the 2026 Ka-52 Alligator remains a serious statement. It is not just a helicopter. It is a message, whether patrolling the skies over conflict zones or serving as a flying command post in hybrid warfare. The Alligator brings a terrifying blend of intelligence, firepower, and resilience. It's a reminder that while drones are growing, there's still a place for manned platforms that can flexibly respond to chaotic ground situations with precision and authority. Asterisk for potential international buyers, especially those operating in rugged, mountainous, or contested environments. The Ka-52 offers a high-end attack platform at a lower cost than some Western equivalents. Countries with experience operating Russian equipment will find the transition easier, and the added range and sensor upgrades make it more than capable of holding its own against NATO standard threats. However, political considerations, sanctions, and spare parts access may limit its adoption outside of longtime Russian allies. So, where does that leave us? The 2026 Ka-52 Alligator is not a revolution, but a refinement, a deadly evolution of an already formidable machine. In a world increasingly shaped by asymmetric warfare, multi-domain operations, and high-speed engagements, the Alligator finds its niche as a forward-deployed predator, a gunship that does more than just strike, it dominates. Asterisk that wraps up today's deep dive on the 2026 Ka-52 Alligator. Whether you're an aviation enthusiast, defense analyst, or just someone who appreciates cutting-edge machinery, there's no denying the engineering marvel that this helicopter represents. As always, let us know what you think down in the comments. Would you trust the Alligator in combat? How does it stack up against the Apache or the Chinese Z-10? And do you think manned helicopters still have a place on tomorrow's battlefield? Asterisk, thanks for watching RevCheck. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more military tech reviews, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Until then, stay sharp and keep your eyes on the skies. Asterisk.